Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. George Baltakian here. Today I'm going to make a video about how to use cold calling to source off-market deals in your real estate investment business. You might be a wholesaler, investor, a house flipper. You might be in commercial real estate, land flipping, brokerage. I think sales and real estate actually go hand in hand. And the people who are good on the phone have access to the best deals. Basically, I'm going to break down cold calling, the initial steps you should take if you're trying to get good at it and trying to get a system going and trying to get lead flow into your business through cold calling, CRMs, skip tracing, etc. So here we go. Cold calling, very effective in my business personally. So I started out as a real estate sales agent and then I created my own investment company. I did cold calling myself and I also outsourced my cold calling in other cases. So I've tried a lot of different tools and done the cold calling lead generation process a lot of different ways. So the first thing you're going to need to implement this to your own investment business is you're going to need a list. And where do you get that list? There's tons of tools out there. My favorite is Property Radar. I've been using that for about a year now and it's super powerful. I'll put a link below. But I've also used Land ID, which is great. Data Tree, which is great. List Source. PropStream is another fantastic one for house flippers and land flippers. Essentially, you can draw a polygon around a certain neighborhood or you can draw a line along a certain corridor and say, hey, I want all the commercial properties on this corridor, or I want all the residential homes in this neighborhood that I drew a polygon around, right, that have at least 2 bedrooms and have at least 500K in equity, for instance, or have a loan or don't have a loan or are going into pre-foreclosure. So you can really get nitty gritty with the filters that you do on some of these platforms, which is why you pay money, because they're very valuable data services that allow you to go in, get the specific property data you want, know how many owners in that polygon you've drawn fit all those criteria, and then export that list as an Excel spreadsheet. Super powerful. So you export the list and then you have to get the phone numbers. Some of these tools skip trace the data for you. You get a certain amount of credits per month, or you can pay a la carte. Skip tracing is a whole separate topic we're about to get into next. So once you skip trace the data and you have the phone numbers, then you're ready to call either yourself or use a calling service. So a lot of skip tracing tools out there as well. So I would recommend try a few of them and actually test and see which skip tracing tool has the better data. Some skip tracing services charge more per record than the next one. And when I say per record, I mean per row of a spreadsheet, right? Like this property, this owner, that's one row, that's one record. And they might charge you 11 cents per skip trace on the higher end. And then they'll populate it with like 3-4 phone numbers, right? And then you can put them all in a dialer or send them to a calling service or have your assistant call, etc. Kind skip tracing is one I tried recently. I really liked that one. It's super cheap, like 3 cents a record, but they're using AI to scrape and find things, and the accuracy might be a little bit less, but I think for getting started, super cost effective. Kind skip tracing is great. Versium is another software out there. If you're serious about doing large quantities, I think it makes sense. There's so many out there, so you can decide. And I wanted to make the point of cost versus accuracy when it comes to skip tracing, right? Sometimes you're paying more per skip, but the accuracy is higher. So that's for you to decide and test over time. It's a long game. So we talked about the tools to actually export the data of the property owners that you want to call. And then we talked about the skip tracing, which is how to get the phone numbers. Now it's time to actually call these people, right? These skip tracing tools will often tell you which numbers are on the National Do Not Call Registry. It's technically federally illegal to call phone numbers on the Do Not Call Registry. So you want to be careful of that. You want to scrub your list, be responsible, and not call people who have clearly put their name in the registry that they don't want to be called, right? They're not going to be too receptive. That said, some people have one of their numbers on the Do Not Call Registry, but then their other phone numbers are not, and that's fair game. So then you want to actually call the list. I recommend sooner rather than later getting a CRM system, client relationship manager. You can leave notes on each record that you're calling that say, hey, I talked to John. He told me he's not ready yet, but call him back in a few months. I'll set a reminder to put it on my dashboard, a reminder to call John in 3 months. And all your notes will still be there and you can easily access them. You're going to be talking to a lot of property owners, and it's going to be hard to keep them all straight in your head. So you definitely need a CRM system. I used Pipedrive. I've used a lot of different ones. I've even used spreadsheets, but maybe start with a spreadsheet if you're low budget, but then upgrade later to a proper CRM. I would say Pipedrive only because I love the metrics and reporting dashboard, super customizable, and it's pretty low cost. They also have calling tools out there like dialer systems. Mojo Dialer is a very popular one. The dialers usually have multi-line power dialers, and they'll call 3-4 numbers at a time, and whoever picks up, you can be very efficient by just reaching more actual contacts for the amount of phone numbers you're trying to call. It has a lot of different reporting metrics where you get reports of how all your team members are doing, and you can straight within the software qualify the leads and categorize them, put little labels on the lead like, oh, ready to sell, oh, not ready yet. At that point, you can basically integrate it into your CRM very easily with some of these tools that'll feed straight into the CRM and update it for you. So you can get complex with it, or you can keep it super simple. I'll give you both options and let you decide what's right for you. If you're just starting out, I would say use a spreadsheet, use Trello, and quickly upgrade to just a low-level CRM that you're happy with. If you want to have a second number, I think Google Voice is a great free option just to kind of separate it from your cell phone and not get your cell phone marked as spam for doing all these high volume of calls. Ring Central is one a friend of mine uses, very happy with. So you have options for phone. And then there's also calling services. Recently, I've used Lead Mining Pros. There's some others as well. They're like one-stop shop. They'll pull the data, they'll skip trace it for you, and they'll call. Obviously, they need to make money, so they're going to charge you a premium on all that stuff. And it's not that hard to do yourself, and I think it's actually better to do yourself because less chance of mistakes, more clarity on the filtering. So you want to at least control the data, skip trace it yourself, or use that service and have them call. And then the leads will trickle into your inbox or as text to your phone. And I've gotten some decent leads from that too and had conversations, bought and sold properties. Again, it's cold calling is a deep subject. It's about testing. You will get better at sales over time. I think sales and real estate go hand in hand. The better you are at sales, the better deals you're going to get, the more you're going to be able to uncover details about the property, all the speed bumps, and be efficient with your time and actually close good deals and make them happen. If you have any questions on anything I mentioned today, please reach out to me, comment, email, etc. Like the video, subscribe. Please support the channel. I'm getting back into it slowly but surely. And yeah, stay tuned for more. Thanks very much.